Is the little numbers going? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so first of all, today, what we're doing is we're factoring with what we call a leading, write this down, a leading coefficient. Okay, Sierra, you want to give it to her? Okay. Leading coefficient, okay? Fancy word, write that down. Leading coefficient, write that down, okay? Leading coefficient. Okay, write that word down. Here's the thing about me. I don't ever expect you to memorize these words, but I will use them as a math teacher so that you get familiar with it. So someday if you see that on a test or some other thing, you'll say, hey, I remember Mr. Davies talking about this thing called a leading coefficient. Now, we've done a little bit of this already with polynomials, our very last test, right? So if there's a number in front of the first term, that's a leading coefficient, right? There's a number in front of our first term, that's a leading coefficient, right? If there's a number in front of the first term, that's a leading coefficient, okay? So if we have a number in front of the leading coefficient and we need to factor, we want to go back to what we did before we took our quiz, okay? Back before we took our quiz, and we're going to look for common factors first, okay? We're going to look for common factors, okay? So if I'm looking for common factors, we're looking for the biggest number that divides into, you ready?
2.
All three terms. Okay, we've got to find the biggest number that divides into all three terms. Now, Price has already said it. You guys agree that 2 divides in all three? Agree? Katie, you're right. So let's take out that 2. So we write the 2 out in front and go parentheses. Remember how we did this kind of common factoring before, right? So we take out the 2, okay? So we put the 2 out in front. And then if we divide out the 2, we'd have a c squared minus a 7c minus 18, right? Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. Now, can this be done again? Can we factor? Can we factor again? Well, what are the multiples of 18? What times what makes 18?
6 and 3, 9 and 2.
How about 9 and 2? How could a 9 and 2 work?
Oh, 9 minus, or
Negative 9 positive 2. Yeah, you guys see a negative 9? Negative 9 positive 2 would make the negative 7. So to finish this, we got to, don't forget the 2. Don't forget the 2, but now we're going to go parentheses, 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 okay? Don't forget the 2, okay? And then I heard a negative 9 positive 2, right? Now we know for sure we got to go a c and a c to get my c squared, right? Right? And then Seth said negative 9 positive 2. That is totally correct. That is the answer, okay? All right? All right, let's shift to number 3. Okay? Let's shift to number 3, okay? So number 3. Number 3, what do you see in number 3? Okay, here 3. Does 3 divide into all 3 terms? Yeah, it does, okay? So we'll take out the 3. Okay, so we're going to common factor first, right? Because 3 does go into all 3 terms. And if I divide out the 3, if I take the 3 out, I'd have just an x squared. Take a 3 out of the 6, I'd have a minus 2x. And a 3 out of the 24, I have a minus 8, right? Okay, so I just divided the 3 out. So left an x squared. Divided the 3 out here. 3 goes into 6. 2 times. 3 goes into 24. 8 times. Now I could put a 1 in front of the x squared. I could. I mean, I just don't want to, but you could. You could put a 1 right there. So now, real quick, can it be factored again? Well, what times what makes 8? Yep. Seth says, yeah. And Seth said, how about a negative 4 positive 2? Now, why would he say negative 4 positive 2?
Because negative 4
There you
plus
go.
positive 2 is negative 2.
So Price says, yeah, because we're going to get negative 4 positive 2 would make a negative 2, right? So let's do that. So keep our 3, because that's part of the problem, right? Keep our 3 there. Part of the problem, okay? We'll go parentheses, 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 right? We know that we can go an x and an x, right? And Seth said -4, +2, right? And that's it. That's factored completely, okay? All right. Why don't you guys try number 4 on your own? Okay, I'll give you a minute to do number 4 on your own. Okay, try and do number 4 on your own. Okay, give it a try. Try number 4 on your own. Okay, number 4. Try number 4 on your own. Okay, try number 4 on your own. Okay. Everybody try number 4 on your own. I want everybody to try number 4 on their own. Okay, I want everybody to try number 4 on their own. Okay, I'm going to go slowly. Hopefully I'm going slower than you. I'm going to take out a 2 first. D squared minus 1D minus 30. Hopefully you're to that point, right? Hopefully everybody, and I put the 1D there because it's going to help me, because 2 goes into 2 one time. Okay, hopefully everybody has that. Just try it your own. Okay. Okay. I heard it. Yeah. What times what makes 30?
-6.
I hear 5 and a 6, and Price specifically said -5, positive. -6, +5, -6, +5, right? Okay, give it a try. I want you guys to try and do this without my help. Okay. Okay. I got a D and I got a D, right? I heard Price say a -6, +5, or +5, -6. The order does not matter, as long as you got the -6, +5, okay? All right, how many kids got that right? Okay, good. Bella, Katie, you guys got that right. Okay, try number 6 on your own. Okay, try number 6 on your own. Okay, try number 6 on your own. Okay, try 6 on your own.
He has 5 hours and 31 minutes for me.
Put the game away, Cody. Thank you. Put the computer down.
Big ideas, man.
Yeah, right.
They have math videos on there.
Okay, hopefully on number 6, got a 3. Did we do this? Okay, did everybody do that first? Take out the 3, everybody agree? Take out the 3. Okay, I'm trying to go in slowly so that you guys can be ahead of me, okay? So we take out 3, right? Chris, put the phone away, please. I'll have a Q squared plus a 10Q plus 3 goes to 27. 9 times, okay? All right. Okay, did everybody get to that point? All right, get to that point. Okay, all right. Now, don't confuse yourself. What times what makes 9? Yeah, and use 9 and 1. Why is 9 and 1 better than 3 and 3?
Big.
You got to make it 10, right? 9 and 1 will make it 10, right? 9 and 1 will make the 10, right? So we're going to go 3, right? Hopefully you've got this. Okay. Q plus 1, Q plus 9. Okay, hands up if you got thumbs up. Hands up, I want to see you get it right.
I did.
Okay, now, let's shift all the way down to number, let's go to 8. Okay, let's go to 8. Let's try 8. Okay, 8's different. Okay, here comes the hard stuff. Because that wasn't bad. What we just did wasn't bad. Kind of agree? Are you about, you're okay on what we did? We just did, that wasn't so bad. Common factor, right? Okay, now 8. Here comes the hard stuff. I'm being honest with you, okay? Here comes the hard stuff. You watching? Okay, what makes 8 hard is there is no, are you listening? There's no number in common. And the multiples of 4,
One.
well, okay. And the multiples of 4 aren't going to make an 11, aren't they? But this will factor, okay? So the multiples of 4 are not going to make an 11. We can't take out any common numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to do a little bit of guess and check. So I'm taking out, so I'm going to use my pen. I'm not going to use my pen. I'm going to use a pencil because I might, and my eraser, because if I might get it wrong, trial and error, I might have to erase and try it again. Okay, so let's start with, we know for sure, parentheses, 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 parentheses. Okay, and I'm using my pencil because I might need to erase. Okay, let's start there. Okay. All right. Listen. Jesus, you listening? Please listen, because this is the hard stuff. Okay. What times what makes 6k squared?
2 and 3, 6 and 1.
Okay, 2 and 3, 6 and 1. So we got two choices. Let's try 2 and 3 first. Okay. Okay. So what times what makes a 6k squared? Let's try 2k and a 3k. So we'll try a 2k and a 3k. All right.
Who goes negative? Because the 11's negative and the 4 is plus.
You're way ahead of me. Okay. Now, so far so good. Okay. So far so good. Now we're not going to worry about the 11 yet. So let's go to the 4. Because what goes here and here, are you watching? What goes here and here has to make the 4, right? What goes right there and there has to make the 4, okay? So what times what makes 4?
Negative 2 and 2.
Okay, 2 and 2. So I'm going to put down the 2 and 2. And if you are using a pen, don't write this because this is not the right answer. If you're using a pencil, you can, because I'm going to erase 2 and 2. Now, where's the 11 come from? Well, I call it the double smiley. We want to make a negative 11. See my double smiley? I call it the double smiley. Landon calls it the upside down frowny because he says if it's math, it can't be smiling. So he calls it the upside down frowny. Now, let's check it out. You guys watching? This makes a 4k, right? This times this makes a 6k. Does these two make an 11? Darn it! So what I got to do is erase and try again. So Seth is saying, so I'm trying 2 and 2. 2 and 2 didn't work. So Seth said 4 and 1, okay? So if I do my 1 and 4, it might work. Let's check it out, okay? So I know 1 times 4 makes 4. This is the hard stuff, okay? We're going to practice this a bunch before we take our next quiz, okay? If this is like lost, you're confused, don't worry about it. Most kids are lost on doing this. For about 3 to 5 days, this stuff takes to sink in, okay? Anyway, let's check our double smiley. Here's an 8. See my 8? Guys see an 8K? And a 3K. What do those two add up to? All right, but not in a negative 11. I need a negative 11. So how am I going to make this a negative? I'll go negative, negative. Okay? And I'm going to help you with these, but that is the correct answer. We can check it. So we check it. There's my 6k squared, right? Check it. There's my positive 4. So my positive 4. And then my double smiley, if they're both negative, gives me my negative 11. Okay? That is the correct answer. Okay? Now let's look at number 9. Let's look at number 9. Okay? Again, a lot of this is just, we're going to have to try and guess and check. Okay? Number 9. I would start probably with a 3W, 3W. Okay? 3W, 3W. Okay with that? Now, if it's not going to be 3W, 3W, I can always change it to 9 and 1. My guess is probably 3W, 3W. 3W, 3W. Okay? What are multiples of 2? Probably 1 and 2. Probably 1 and 2. Now, let's check our double smiley because we need to make a 9, right? So I check my double smiley. Let's check my double smiley. Huh?
Having the, in the last problem, having the 2k and the 3k negative and having the 4 and the 1 positive still works.
Yeah, but they both have the same positive, positive, or negative, negative.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at it later. Hold on. Okay, so is my double smiley going to work? Jesus, are you awake back there? Of course you are. So I'm going to get a 6W. See the 6W? And I get a 3W. What do they add up to? The 9, right? So I actually have it right. I'm going to make them both plus, right? So I can get a positive 9W. Okay, that's the correct answer, okay? Okay, let's shift down to 12. Okay, let's go down to number 12. Okay, let's try 12. All right, in 12, Okay, what times what makes 5? 5 and a 1, 1 and 5. Yeah, totally right. So how about a 5t and a 1t? Totally agree, Michael. Totally agree. Okay. And then what times what makes 9? Probably 3 and 3. Now, one's got to be positive. I'm going to need a positive 3 and a negative 3. I need a positive 3 and a negative 3, right? I need a positive 3 and a negative 3 because I need to make a negative 9. So positive 3, negative 3. So let's go 3 and 3, right? Now, here's how I check it. There's my 5t squared, right? There's my 9. Where's the 12 come from? So let's do my double smiley. Do my double smiley. Here's my 3t. There's a 15t. Now, I need a positive 12, right? Let's think this through. I need a positive 12, so I need the 15 to be positive. So if I make this plus and this minus, I'll end up with my positive 12, okay? These are hard. These take some time. Guess and check, okay? Turn the page. Turn the page. Okay. All right. Let's look at 13, okay? Now, with 13, okay, I do not like a negative here. I'll say it again. I do not. I hate factoring with a negative here. It is a bummer and it hurts my head. I'll say it again. I do not like a negative here. It makes it hard to factor. So you know what I do? I'm going to get rid of the negative. So the first thing is factor out a negative 1. I'm going to factor out a negative 1. I don't like negatives. It makes it hard for me to factor. So if I take out a negative 1, that'll make that a positive 12b squared minus 5b minus 2. I do not like a negative there. It makes it harder for me to factor. So I just take it out. Take out my negative, take out the negative, take out the negative. Makes it a positive 12b minus 5b minus 2, okay? Now, keeping out the negative 1, right? So let's see if we can factor, okay? So we're going to go back to what times what makes 12? What times what makes 12? Let's try 4, and I'm going back to my pencil because I might have to erase, right? Let's try a 4b and a 3b, okay? How's that? All right. What times what makes a 2? 2 and a 1, I agree, 2 and a 1. I'm going to go 1 and 2, and I think I'm going to get it right. Let's check my double smiley. Let's check my double smiley. That's a 3b, right? That's an 8b, right? And I need to make a negative 5. So I need this to be negative, which I need my negative there and my positive there. This stuff's hard, isn't it?
You need the 3 to be negative.
Hmm?
You need the 3 to be negative.
Yes. So, no, I need the 8 to be negative because that's a negative 5.
Oh, something.
Yeah, that's what you got. Okay. Let's try 16. Okay, let's try 16, okay? All right. So, again, I don't like a negative. The negatives really bother me, so get rid of it. How do we get rid of it? I do not like a negative here. How do I get rid of it? Put a negative 1. And let's see what happens. So I take out the negative. I'll have a positive 2d squared. I'll have a positive d. Let's make it a 1d, make it easier for me. And a negative 6. When I pull out the negative, when I pull out the negatives, it changes all of these. Pull out the negative, changes it to positive. Positive, changes that to negative. If that makes sense. You pull out the negative, it changes the sign. Okay. Now, keeping the negative 1 out in front. Right? Parentheses, 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 right? Alright? So, the only way I'm going to get a 2d is to go 2d, and 2d squared is 2d and a d. Does that make sense? It's the only way I'm going to get a 2d squared. You guys agree? 2d and a d is going to make a 2d squared, okay? Now, what about 6? What times what makes 6? Probably a 3 and a 2, and I'm going to go 3 and a 2. But let's say I do it the other way around. Now, I already know the answer, so let's say I do it the other way around, okay? I want to do it wrong for a second so you can see why it's wrong. Let's say I go, because you guys said 2 and 3, right? Now I know this is wrong, but I'm going to show you why it's wrong, okay? How do I know that's wrong? Let's check the double smiley. How do I know I've got it in the wrong place? Let's check the double smiley. How do I know this is wrong? Well, let's see what my double smiley gives me, okay? So my double smiley gives me a 6D and a 2D. Will that make a 1D? No way. 6D, 2D will not make a 1D. I got it wrong. Darn it. I have to erase and change it around because originally, I mean, that isn't going to work. So darn it, I got to erase. And I got to do now a 3 and a 2, right? Now I'm going to get a 4D and a 3D. And if I need a positive 1D, I better make that a positive 4 and a negative 1. Okay. All right. Number 19. Am I going too fast? Am I okay? Number 19, the hard one, okay? All right. The length of a rectangle park is shaped. It's a rectangle, so I'm just going to draw a picture, right? What the heck? Let's draw a picture. Draw a picture. Okay. The length is 3x plus 5. And the width is 2x plus 8. And the area is 360, okay? I'm just going to set it up, okay? So I'm just drawing my rectangle, right? Draw my rectangle. Here's our hard one. We're going to do our one hard problem, and then we'll look at doing the homework, okay? So how do we do this? Well, I know the area of a rectangle's length times width, right? So I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to go 3x plus 5 times a 2x plus 8 equals 360, right? This is a hard one. This is definitely hard. That's why we're going to do it together. We've got 30 really smart people in here. We can do it. Okay, now, I'm going to have to do this times this. 6x squared. This times this. Positive 24x. This plus this is a 10x. 5 times 8 is a 40. 40 equals 360. How am I doing? I'm going, okay, I just did my FOIL. I just FOILed 6x squared plus 24x plus a 10x plus a 40, okay? 6x squared plus 34x plus 40 equals 360. Okay, now, we're going to try and solve it with many equations, okay? We're going to try and solve this with many equations, but you can't do that unless you get it equal to 0, okay? Remember that? Okay, we're going to try and solve this with our, remember how we did our many equations? We can't do it unless this thing equals 0. So, okay, let's go minus 360, minus 360. Let's try it again. I'm going to have a 6x squared plus a 34x. Let's see, what's that? Negative 320, I think. Equals 0, okay? Hard problem. Am I going slowly enough? Okay, so I brought over the 360 minus 360. Okay, this is a hard, I'm being honest. Okay, now, real quickly, before I do anything else, okay, let's flip the page. Can I do any common, remember how we common factored? Now we had common factor? So let's look at, let's go back. Can I common factor out anything? Yes or no? Yeah. What can I common factor out? I don't think a 6 will go into 34, but a 2 will, right? Yes. So let's take out a 2. In fact, in this case, let's just divide everything by 2. You okay? Divide everything by 2 because of the equal? So I'm going to get a, okay, if I can divide out a 2, so I'll get a 3x squared plus a 17x minus 160 equals 0, okay? All right. Can we factor? Let's factor. So parentheses, parentheses, okay? Equals 0. Am I going slowly enough? So 3x squared, it's got to be 3x next. You guys agree? The only way I can make a 3x squared, only way is a 3x and an x, right? Well, what times what makes 160? I know 10 and 6, maybe.
You mean 10 and 16?
10 and 16, that's what I meant. But I don't think that'll work, because my double smiley tells me that's a 48 and a 10. That's not going to work. See my 48 and 10, that's not going to make a 17, right? So let's try 16 and 10 this way. Maybe 16 and 10 this way. See, I'm guessing and checking. 16 and 30. No, that's not going to work either, right? 30 and 16. So somebody gave me another combination for, did I hear 20 and what? Coop, what'd you say? 20 and what? 20 and 8. Let's try 20 and 8. Okay, that's going to be a 24. That's a 20. That doesn't make a 17. Eight and 20 that way? I could try. I don't think it's going to work that way.
30 and 12.
Okay, hold on to that thought. What did I just have? 8 and 20, 20 and 8. That's not going to work. Okay, let's try 30 and 12. 30 and 12. Better put the, nope, 30 and 12 won't be there. Really? 30 times 12? I don't think 30 and 12 make... Oh, of course I have a calculator. It doesn't work.
360 divided by 30 is 12.
Huh?
No, we need 160.
So we need 160?
160, yeah. How about a 40 and 4? 40 and 4, 12 and 40. That is, anybody get a different combination?
There's 32 and 5. Yeah, I'm lost. 32 and 5.
32 and 5. Let's try 32 and 5. 32 and 5. Let's see if that works. 32 and 5. That's going to be 32 minus 15. You got it. Cody got it. Okay, now, these are difficult, right? Cody got it. 32 and 5 is going to work. Okay, now, how do we know Cody got it right? Let's double check. Now, this took a while to get the right combination, didn't it? Okay, so let's check it. So, you watching? We're almost done. Okay, 3x squared. Agree? 32. Let's double check what Cody said. Okay, 32x negative 15x makes up positive 17. Nice job, Cody. But we're not done, but we're almost done, okay? Almost done. Almost done because we need our mini equations, right? So let's set up our mini equations. Nice job, Cody. I wasn't finding that one. So now I got a 3x plus 32 equals 0, and an x minus 5 equals 0, right? Okay, we're almost done. Remember our mini equations? Minus 32, right? 3x equals negative 32. Divide by 3. X is equal to, what's that, negative 10 and 2/3. Okay? Which, by the way, almost done. Stop talking. Watch. Chris, I know you're with me. Luke's with me. I'm going to throw that answer away. Why? Can't have a negative. Now, why can't I have a negative? Let's look at the picture. Why can't